Now, Limpopo's Transport and Community Safety MEC Violet Mathye has strongly condemned the recent killing of a taxi driver and passenger in Zebediela near Lebowakgomo. Police have launched a manhunt for the killers now. The victims, which is a 49-year-old passenger and a 42-year-old taxi driver, died when the taxi they were traveling in came under a hail of bullets. Let's get you a sense of what else took place. Bring in the MEC who joins us now via our video link. And MEC, thanks for your time. It's great speaking to you, even though it's about this tragic incident. And it seems we're seeing a whole lot more of these kind of incidents taking place in Limpopo, which is uncharacteristic of the province. Perhaps let's start with what happened.
Let me take this opportunity to greet you and your viewers at home. On Saturday at something past 6, we received a call where we were informed that a taxi driver and the passenger has died because of the hail of bullets that were happening in that area. It's like they were next to when this incident happened, they were next to the traditional authority, but it was a taxi which was ferrying passengers to the place called Matlotlaneng, something like that in Zebediela. But they didn't arrive there because on the way they were followed by a car, an Audi, without a number plate, which was following them. On their arrival next to the traditional authority, they were stopped by the hail of bullets, where the taxi driver died on the scene, and the other passengers, because 2 of them were fatally wounded, so they were taken to a hospital where the other one passed on. The others were just minor injuries. But we're not ruling out the issue of taxi violence, because in March this year, we had a similar incident.
Right. And in fact, there was another one in January as well, where another taxi driver came under a hail of bullets. And I started off by saying that we're not used to hearing of these kind of stories coming out of Limpopo. But are you also starting to see an uptick in such incidents?
Yes. By this time, we're thinking since in March, you never had this type of an incident. After we've established a committee of all the taxi operators to say, come up with a strategy how to deal with this issue, because it's just an issue of, they are fighting for routes, just an issue of routes, but we're a little bit worried because our communities are caught in between. They're being killed on things that they were not supposed to be killed on because it is not their issue. These are the issues of taxi operators. But for now, we're still waiting for the final report so that we can see what to do, because as per the law, we are allowed to impose sanctions where necessary if we found that, yes, it is indeed the taxi operators who did that type of a thing.
Yeah. Of course, this is not a new story in South Africa. We've heard of similar incidents in KwaZulu-Natal, in Gauteng, associations being at loggerheads for years, resulting in fatalities in some instances. What does the solution, do you reckon, look like for a province like Limpopo, vast as it is? Because, in the past, there's also been calls for some kind of regulation of the industry, and it doesn't seem, at least for me, that any particular government has been able to get that right.
I think as Limpopo now, we're busy with the issue of new permits for those that are operating on our routes. For example, we are dealing with these operation licenses. We'll take it from March, the end of March 2024, backward. Because what we have realized, this taxi association, they are registering each and every person to come and be in that business without any permit. So at the end, they will be fighting those that are having permits. They're fighting with those that do not have permits. And those who do not have permits, they will say, but we have paid a certain amount for us to operate in these roads. So we're saying as the government, we're busy now issuing new permits for this taxi association to use. If you are found to be using a wrong route, then you will be arrested and your taxi will be pounded. That's the way in which we're going to deal with these issues for now.
Okay, I appreciate that. And you say it's for now, so perhaps there's a long-term plan. But MEC,
yes.
I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that you can have the laws in many instances. It doesn't mean they'll be followed. I mean, if history is anything, we have learned that there's typically great resources for, let's call them, rogue elements within the taxi industry, and threatening them with impounding their vehicles in some instances may very well inflame the violence as opposed to quell it.
That's true. That's true. But we are still going to sit down with them to say, yes, we have established a tax team, but it seems like it is not working. It seems like you are not agreeing amongst yourself. So tell us what we must do. But even if we sit with them, another one will come up with another story. So it is a battle between us as the government together with our taxi operators.
All right. MEC Violet Mathye, thanks very much indeed for speaking to us. As I mentioned, this is not a unique problem to the province of Limpopo, but hopefully we'll be able to find a solution. Violet Mathye is the MEC for Transport and Community Safety in Limpopo.